Hello, everyone. This, I imagine, will be just a quick screencast, to be honest with you. I wanted to do a quick screencast just to explain and show what evaluation points you could go for. Now, this, by any stretch of imagination, is not every single evaluation point you can go for, but it does kind of demonstrate how you can create evaluation points off the top of your head. So let me be very clear here. The most important skill for any exam or any test you're going to sit is your ability to think of evaluation points off the top of your head. You are not going to be able to revise evaluation, so please don't even bother trying, to be honest with you. So it will be important for you to think of evaluations off the top of your head. And what I've got here are a list of different evaluations, which you should be able to think off the top of your head in the exam under pressure, without having to revise. But I do want to point out. So, okay, let me, for example, right, show you. Let's go with a treatment. Let's go with CBT. Right, let's go with CBT as a treatment. You're asked to evaluate CBT as a treatment. Now, you cannot evaluate what you don't know. You cannot evaluate what you don't know. So you're going to need the AO1 for this. Yeah, it involves identifying and challenging irrational thoughts, functional analysis, cognitive restructuring. It involves giving people homework to do, and seeing where you can challenge their thinking with a view to be able to get them to be able to see how evaluative they are. Right now, you should, off the top of your head, think topic-specific point. CBT requires a lot of effort on the part of the client. Someone who's depressed or schizophrenic may not be able to do that, which lowers the effectiveness, right? So that is a topic specific point. But all of these you can use for a wide range of points. Some of them will be good for CBT, some of them won't be good. And that's important because if I go, for example, explanatory power, you can't talk about explanatory power for CBT because CBT isn't trying to explain something. You only use explanatory power for theories, not treatments or anything else. So, for example, CBT is not reductionist, nor is it holistic, you could argue. Now, you have to know what points are relevant for which. But probably the most important bit, and the reason why this video is quite short, is because I want you to go over this yourself. You need to know what a consequence of, let's have a look, what could be used for, the one that's not on here actually is effective, right? That's a good term. Use the word effective. So CBT is effective. That's your point. Which of these can you use to suggest, to elaborate on why it's effective? Why is that a good thing that's effective? Who cares that it's effective? Yes, you have to give evidence, but who cares that it's effective? Well, you then might want to say, well, because it's effective, it's actually a useful therapy, for example. What else? And because it's effective, you could argue that it is actually a successful practical application of Beck and Ellis's theory of cognitive explanations for depression. If we go for theory, for example, which ones would you use? So let's go for the two-process model of phobias, right? Two-process model, remember that? It's the idea that you operantly and classically condition yourself to get a phobia. Okay, well, in this case, it is environmentally reductionist, right? So what? Therefore, it's theoretically parochial because you're breaking it down too much, and therefore it isn't particularly useful. So what you need to know here, you need to know these terms and when to use them. I thoroughly recommend you include these in your revision materials, and if you're going to revise anything AO3, you go over these terms and know which one links to which. If I say something is not valid, what is a consequence of that? Well, if something is not valid, it is not a credible theory, for example, and therefore the practical applications will be limited, which actually limits the usefulness of the piece of research. That's the elaboration. Just a short video just to go through and show you the terms. I want to give credit to Amy from my A group for showing this. But there's a lot on here, so I thought I would use it. Hopefully useful.